is odd. No.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, afternoon.
Yeah, for you.
For
it's
me, afternoon.
For you, it's afternoon.
Yes.
That's because you get into work at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff.
Yep. Welcome to Derailed. If you have not tuned in before, we will get off topic very quickly.
Yeah. What is this show even about?
I thought it
getting
was
off
about
topic.
trains.
No.
Not about trains?
No. It's not about trains.
It's not about trains.
Well, there goes all my
It
train
is about
history.
trains of thought.
And where our train of thought goes is
Generally nowhere.
nowhere. Exactly. And
Yeah.
then we'll get off that to something else. So, it's just how it goes.
Yeah. That is just how it goes. Everybody have a good evening yesterday? Good afternoon?
Yeah, I couldn't complain.
I had a surprising evening.
Yeah, I actually ran into Jay out and
Yep.
about yesterday.
Oh.
I went to the little casual pint. Was going to sit, read,
Oh, nice.
have a brew, and boss man showed up, and I was like,
His GPS tracking went off, and I knew where he was, so I had to show up there.
You were just...
He didn't know he was chipped.
No, I
So,
didn't.
It's that little twinge you get in your neck when you first start working for
got
me.
it, yeah.
All of a sudden, no.
So that's what happens when you sign up to work in any kind of broadcast setting.
Mm-hmm.
They just...
We know where you are.
They tag you. And you're really...
No, I was really surprised to see Jay there, and he was trying to enjoy a good book, and we interrupted him and turned it into Conversation Central.
yeah, but I learned a lot. It was fun.
Did
had
you really?
fun. Yeah.
That's
He
good.
learned a lot.
I mean, you had mentioned that you like going to bars to read.
Which the Casual Pint's a good place to do that if you want.
Sure it
'cause
is,
can
yeah.
be quiet there in the afternoons.
Yeah.
And, they have that whole little loft area upstairs. So
Yeah. And if the lights aren't too high, then the
you
lighting
can
is
actually
really nice.
You can actually ask them to turn the lights off.
Turn those
up
lights
there,
off.
so it doesn't get so hot.
So I can read in the dark.
Yeah. Usually we don't have the lights on. We tell them turn the lights off.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to. I don't.
And just like
after
that.
some of the conversations.
Yeah. Just like turn the lights off.
Yeah.
I didn't really get up to much yesterday. Did some biology homework.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you dissect a frog?
Woo! No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an online class. I don't think I'm going to really have the resources to dissect a frog.
Yeah, I don't
Well, you
think so.
could. I mean, it may just be a digital frog.
They just have like a little fake frog equershey for me to...
That you get
mess with.
to digitally bisect.
Nope. Just homework. So, we got national days.
Yes, we do.
Today is a very special one for Jay.
Yes, it is. I'm so excited.
Do you want to just go ahead and give it away, Jeff?
Why don't you go ahead. Ready?
What? Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
There it is.
There
it
it is. I'm so excited. There's not much to say except I have a lot of stories about bow ties.
Can you
Why
tell
is
us
that?
one?
Because you wear bow ties?
Yeah, well, yes, that is why. The one I talked about this morning was I worked in a restaurant for a little bit and I would wear bow ties.
Oh, I heard this, yeah.
Yeah, and guy, like a couple blocks down where they were having like their wedding, and then in an hour the groom was getting married. He didn't know how to tie a bow tie.
Oh.
None of
And
his
they were all
groomsmen.
going with bow ties that were not your standard
Yeah,
fake bow
you actually like
ties.
had to tie it, and nobody there knew how. So they started going from like place to place to find somebody, and they went to the restaurant and found me.
Of course, you had a bow tie on,
Yo,
so they're like,
of
this
course.
dude knows how to tie a bow tie.
Yeah,
This is like probably one of the only times in history that a bow tie has done anybody any good.
See,
Hey,
you
what's the other
okay,
name?
wait, hold on.
just offended Jay
Hold
like,
on.
very quickly.
So
Wow.
first off, do you remember, since you taking biology,
Yeah.
there's a little guy that wears bow ties that helps with biology called Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh, yeah.
Bill Nye. We know Bill.
But he's immune
How is he immune to...
to the
bow
bow tie thing.
ties?
Because
Yeah.
it's Bill Nye.
Okay. What about Winston Churchill?
Well, and you could
Yeah.
go, because there's a pretty famous Texas meteorologist, since Jay is a meteorologist, if you did not know this, Troy Dunnigan, is that how you say his name, actually, from
Yeah.
WFAA in Dallas for years,
All right.
wore a bow tie on air. So, yeah.
Oh. You know why bow ties are ruined for me?
Why?
Tucker Carlson.
And that ruined it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause he used to wear a bow tie
Oh.
like every day, and he's just
I'll make it up. I have
Alright,
a spinning.
alright.
I have a spinning one. I'll have to wear that.
A spinning bow tie?
Yep.
that's not gonna.
Got a
that's
little
not
motor.
gonna
Do you have
help.
to raise your chin a
I
little bit?
do.
So you don't get
Yeah.
tagged
I
by
do.
your
I'm
bow
like,
tie?
oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to wear it. Really make your day.
So what else do we have?
What else? Ooh, that's right. There's cherry
Oh.
turnover.
Cherry
Cherry
turnover
turnovers are
day
good.
Oh, God.
sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
You can just do 2 fingers on
Yeah,
it.
I figured it out. Technology, it's fun.
Crackers over the keyboard day.
That's
You know,
I
that's one of the things that I don't
the
appreciate.
picture that they use to illustrate that.
That's kind
You
of.
really have to smash your cracker onto the keyboard.
I mean, then you'd have to clean it. I don't. I would
Or
be
just
afraid.
don't. I mean, you ever handle somebody's laptop and they just don't?
yeah,
Take care of it.
and
The
it's-
keyboard is just
Oh. Or if you go back in the newsroom and you share a cubicle with anybody by any chance, just turn the keyboard upside down and see what happens.
yeah.
So
Just do that.
just find a bunch of fun stuff.
you might find change in there.
Ooh, all right.
it's like,
like
wow, I found a
between the
$20
cushions,
bill.
Yeah,
Yep,
just been like yes.
could happen.
I think my other favorite one on here right now is the race your mouse around the icons day.
What?
Oh, so you like do a
Yes.
Is-
Wait, let's
They
take a
should
look.
really have a gift.
put a mouse around your icons so you
Yeah.
can go to the desktop?
So that's what you do instead of work, right?
Yeah.
No.
I thought
You don't
every
say
day
things
was
like
race
that
your
when your
mouse
boss
around
is
the
sitting next
icons
to you,
day.
Jay.
Well, I've been doing work. It's just, sometimes you get like creativity block.
In between races.
Yeah.
In between bow ties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just like, I
That's
gotta
what it
think of
is.
something.
Oh.
Think of something clever to say on the noon show, and I'm like, just watch that mouse go around a couple times. I'm like, I can think of something.
Sure.
Make you proud is what
I
I'm
would
trying to
hope
do.
I would hope so.
That's really what I'm trying to do.
All right, what else?
Goodness.
National Cherry Turnover Day. Race your mouse around the icons day.
I'm curious as to what Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day is.
It's all about Heimdall.
Yeah, I know. Is this the day that Thor just like?
Broke the bridge?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it?
Well, I'm trying to find out. Can't read that fast. Blogger Zizo tribute to Ragdoll Cat Mr. Jazz.
Okay.
All
Cat's
right.
Tale of Life, Death, and Beyond. All right.
It's about a cat.
Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day. It's the Rainbow Bridge is I think they're referring to when animals pass away.
Right. A lot of people on social media will say so-and-so crossed the Rainbow Bridge today.
Right.
Oh.
Right. So their dog has gone on to the other side, or their cat, and I think that's what that's all about.
Yep,
So,
it
Are they all
says
suggesting
started
that
it
all
off.
pets are Vikings?
fur babies. I guess so. Yeah, fur babies who have passed before
Cat's
us.
with a little Viking helmet on.
That's probably, I mean,
I could see
Great.
that.
That'd be great.
cats are hardcore enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't watch more cat videos. We did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad I missed yesterday. If
Yeah.
y'all watched cat videos yesterday.
We did just a little bit, right?
So.
Yeah, it was the
wasn't like
one
a whole
with the like bear that was like
Cats-
just there, and the cat
cats
just like
scaring bears
swipes it
off.
away.
It's pretty impressive.
And then I guess finally Radio Commercials Day. Is that
Yeah,
on the other day? So
I think so. It's just, I mean, we do. I know I do weather for the
right
radio.
for our radio partner Foster Communications.
but I don't know
So-
if we.
They do a lot of commercials
Yeah.
because they are a for-profit radio station group.
Yeah.
So
So what's the deal with Radio Commercial Day?
Part of an entertainment business, just to help to provide employment for many people.
Wow.
It's pretty
So
much
that's it.
just
It's just
what
actually
it is.
celebrating-
commemorates the first radio commercial that was broadcast.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the New York radio station WEAF, and that took place in August of 1922.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Queensboro Realty.
Yep.
All right.
So, just a lot of fun days today.
Um,
I would wish I had a cherry turnover right now.
Cherry
Since
turnover
it's
is
National
good.
Cherry Turnover Day.
yeah.
I would eat one. I might even lick my fingers during the
Oh.
webcast if I had one. So,
I don't. You know what? We're going to switch to something else.
Okay.
Before we get into that.
Yeah.
just
So,
saying.
on this day in history,
Ooh, yes.
Civil Rights March on Washington.
1963.
That's right. On this day in 1963, some 200,000 people marched on Washington, D.C., an event that became the high point of the civil rights movement, especially remembered for the famous I Have a Dream speech of Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal, 1963. It was, I actually don't remember when the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act were passed. Were they 1968?
I want to say that's right, but can't remember off the top of my head.
So the civil rights movement, I mean, that lasted a
what
long
Google's
time.
for.
People marched and
64.
Oh, 64. So not long after 200,000 people were just right there at the Washington Monument. Yeah, big deal.
Can I bring up a today?
Sure.
Yeah, it's not
Day
on
in
this
history?
one. You don't have to pull it up or anything. I just thought it was funny. In 1830, Tom Thumb, which was the first locomotive built in America, ran from Baltimore to Elcott's Mill. And I just
Hey, that's cool.
thought, we
So
were...
wait, the train was called Tom Thumb?
Yeah.
Hey.
called Tom
That's what they call
Thumb.
it. That might have
Right
derailed
down
the Derailed Open. That may be Tom Thumb in the Derailed Open.
Oh,
Maybe.
that would be
So,
that would be
that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That would be.
So,
That's actually from the Buster Keaton movie.
is it really?
Yeah, The General.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
it's not Tom Thumb,
It is not.
the original locomotive.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. That'd be kind of scary.
Yeah. What else do we have today?
National days in history, or not national days. These
We're
are
on
events
just this day in
Yeah.
history. Boom, boom, boom. 1996, the 15-year-old marriage of Charles, Prince of Wales, and Diana, Princess of Wales, was ended as a final divorce decree was issued.
Wow.
I started reading that, and I
Scandal.
thought it was going to be a little
Yep.
darker than.
Then what you anticipated?
Yeah.
Well, it was, and that was, how long was that before Diana's death? So,
Oh,
because that happened right after.
Breaking
we just got
news.
handed a very important
I'm excited.
National day of, or
National Day or International Day.
It's a week.
It's the whole
Oh,
week.
it's the whole
okay.
Well, I mean,
Be kind to humankind.
yeah. So this is very important.
Just because I was listening.
It is Be Kind to Humankind Week. Be Kind to Humankind Week is an annual celebration of kindness that is recognized globally from August 25th through 31st each and every year.
what? Except in newsrooms across the
Yeah,
USA.
we don't play
Yeah.
that.
Because we're not nice
We
to each
don't play
other.
that.
So,
But for everybody else, it is a time for us to reflect on what we can do in order to make this world a better place. Of course, we suggest practicing kindness daily, but this is the week. you
watch
can
Derailed.
That's
every
right.
day.
Be
That
kind.
will make it.
be kind to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The week consists.
The days?
Sorry.
Where
Yeah.
are-
Well, the week consists of 7 days,
Oh, does it?
What is week?
Each
week
with-
is 7 days long.
each with its own unique theme. Have a look at each day below. So the first day is Sacrifice Our Wants for Others' Needs, Sunday.
We missed that one.
We did.
Yeah.
We missed a couple of these.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Is
We
this
can
Wednesday.
just do
What are we supposed to do
Wednesday.
for Wednesday?
Wednesday is Willing to Lend a Hand Wednesday.
Like a real
Len-
hand.
Len got to lend a hand.
Yeah,
earlier
you got to
today
lend a hand
because
with
one of our
our,
reporters had a
reporters.
flat tire.
Oh yeah.
He
She did more than have a flat tire. She blew that thing out.
Right.
Cut it in half.
apparently it was flat before she left.
Apparently. That would be a reminder to everyone. Here's your public service announcement for the day.
Check your tires.
Walk around your car and just check your tires before you get in.
That's right. She had a flat tire and then she went driving on the loop.
And that will make you stop driving very quickly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it did. She ended up just parking at Taco Bueno.
Yep. Which isn't a bad place to park if you're going to have to park.
Yeah.
Do love me a Bueno
Once
Chilada.
maybe once they're open. This happened before they opened their doors. So
Oh, well.
she was just
They
stranded
don't do
outside.
breakfast at Taco Bueno,
They don't do that.
unfortunately.
No. Tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday.
Okay.
Friday, Forgive Your Foe Friday.
I don't think I can. Do
Yeah,
that
I was going to
one.
say I hereby grant everyone permission
Who is
to.
your foe?
I've got lots of foes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They just don't know it. You keep them
See, that's-
close. You
that's
keep
how
them
you-
closer than your
keep your
friends.
enemies
That's how you
close.
have to do
Yeah.
it. You should not reveal to your foes that.
No. That they're your foe?
Yeah.
They don't even know.
Exactly. They're just gonna like unexpectedly like have something go wrong, like rain on their actual parades.
Wow.
See,
'Cause I have that
this
power.
This is the episode in which Jay reveals that he has power over weather.
That's
He
the bow tie.
is. Actually,
Exactly.
that's what it is.
Just because it's National Bow Tie Day, he thinks you.
Yeah. And my brother, JC, is chiming in, asking if Taco Bueno exists again.
Of course it exists.
I don't know if it was ever closed, but I guess.
Here?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Because the original Taco Bueno in San Angelo was over there where, on Sherwood Way, where Dragonlicious is
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so it was closed, yes. And then Taco Buenos have reemerged. And we have two in town now.
Yeah, you can still get that party burrito for like 70-something cents.
Is it?
That you can.
Is
And
it
they
really a
have
party?
No,
It is a party.
It's a burrito for parties, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So you can buy a whole lot of them and underwhelm all your guests.
Because they're about this big.
It's just beans and cheese.
Just beans and cheese.
But what else
Tiny
is
little bit.
survive
It's super
off
great,
that?
yeah.
What else do you really need in a burrito?
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was in high school,
I mean,
that was just a regular thing. If we left campus to get lunch,
because you
I
couldn't
was like,
afford
"Ah,
anything else.
I got me 79 cents.
That's right.
Get yourself a party burrito.
I've got
I think
lunch.
they might have been cheaper then,
I've
but
got lunch in my pocket.
yeah. All right.
75 cents worth.
What else do we have for this day in history? Should I go through the rest of Be Kind?
There's only
Human
one more
Kind
on
Week?
Yeah, there's one more Saturday.
Speak kind words Saturday. Do it, people.
Okay.
All right.
Be
Sounds
kind to
good.
Humankind Week. But let's get back to this day in history.
This day in history. What do we have?
Let's say.
We have, born on this day, Florence Welch,
Was born
British
on this day?
singer and songwriter, born in 1986. Leanne Rimes was also born today in 1982.
Oh, do we want to go to my Leanne Rimes story again?
Sure.
I don't know it.
Yeah.
Do you? Did I not? I thought I told you this, Jeff. I thought
You might have.
So when I worked radio in Abilene, we did all during their, I guess, rodeo, if you want to call it. It's Chisholm Trail Days, I think is what they actually call it. But
Okay.
at the fair and the rodeo, they had an outdoor entertainment stage. So our radio station was in charge of, I guess, introducing all of the acts that
Okay.
were on the outdoor entertainment stage. So we were there, and very young girl by the name of Leanne Rimes, during the hours that I was scheduled to introduce, was on my list. And she was like at 12 at the time. She had just sang, I
Oh,
guess,
wow.
the national anthem at one of the Cowboys games.
Oh,
and
wow.
she was just starting out. So she had her very first CD, which is not the one that most people have. Her very first CD is called All That. And it's
Oh.
because her sister used to tell her, "You think you're all that." I actually have a signed copy of All That, her very first CD, before she signed with the label
that.
and sent out her very first CD. It's autographed to me. But anyway, I introduced Leanne Rimes on stage, and I'm thinking, as a disc jockey in Abilene, I'm like, this 12-year-old girl, you know, this is going to sound like a 12-year-old girl singing.
Yeah.
So I gave her a little intro because her dad handed me her bio, and so I kind of read that out, and I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Leanne Rimes, and walk off stage. And literally, as I started to take a step down the stairs, she started singing, and I stopped, and I turned around and looked. Because I thought, that voice cannot be coming out of that little girl.
I've just introduced the
And
wrong act.
She was just belting it out. And I
Wow.
stood there and watched her entire set. And most of the time, once you introduced those entertainers on that stage out there, you kind of went and found something else to do. You know, you had
Right,
about 45
right.
minutes.
Yeah.
And but I stood there with her dad and watched Leanne Rimes perform on that
Wow.
stage for that 45 minutes. And what was great was on stage, she was this performer.
Right.
When she finished her set, said thank you, waved the audience, everybody's clapping, she hands the mic to someone, she walks off, and she gets over to her dad and she turns into this 12-year-old girl again. She's like, Dad, can I go get a funnel cake?
Wow.
Okay, I bought Leanne Rimes that funnel cake, and she still owes me a funnel cake.
Leanne
out of that
Rimes.
deal.
Wow.
If you're
So-
watching this.
Calling you
Yeah.
out.
But yeah, she was a neat young lady at the time, and went on obviously to do very well for herself.
She did, yeah. And you've got to.
So
you've
yeah,
gotta,
it's my great story.
That's pretty cool.
I'll have to try and remind me, and I'll try and bring the Leanne Rimes, the CD that she gave me.
Man,
I
that's
still
great.
have it. So yeah.
that's pretty cool. Meeting famous people before they're famous. And seeing their obvious talent. That's always great.
Yeah. So born on this day in 1982.
Wow. All right, what else do we have? 1969, Sheryl Sandberg, American business executive. I just looked that up in another tab. She is the chief operating officer, I think, of the social networking company, Facebook.
Ah,
Happy birthday.
moving on.
Shania Twain
Ooh.
was born today in 1965.
Yeah, I wasn't in Canada, so I don't have a story about Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite, though, David Fincher
Oh yeah.
was born on this day in
You
1962.
like that guy.
I love pretty much every movie this person has made.
Directed and everything else.
Yeah.
So now he's the one that directs Mindhunter, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you told me? The Netflix
he's directed
series?
like 3 episodes in
3
there that he
episodes. Okay.
produces.
All right.
Those are good.
Although, actually, speaking of the connection between Sheryl Sandberg and David Fincher, he also directed The Social Network.
Oh, the movie about
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
2014, American spy John Walker, a U.S. Navy communications specialist who passed classified documents to Soviet agents for nearly 2 decades before being caught, died in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, are you taking over Cody's role today of
reading the
deaths?
stuff? I mean, they're there.
The people who died on this date in history? You always
they're-
come up with like 3
they're
of those, or
listed-
Cody typically does. So.
Well, I didn't know he died until the very end of the...
Until you read it
yeah.
right there?
I was like, what happened to this guy? Oh, he
Oh, he
died.
Well, we could talk about another death that
Yeah, let's
happened
do
in
it.
history.
Let's do it. What do you have?
I got the fall of the Western Roman Empire.
Oh.
476.
Did it happen on one day?
I mean, it probably led up, but
Seems like it would have taken a little bit longer.
When it finally just
just was
happened,
done.
yeah.
I was just imagining like all of Rome just sitting around like doing regular stuff, and they're like, oh, the empire fell.
No, we're done.
I mean, isn't that how it happened in Star Wars?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But he came back.
I
Yeah.
sure say it strikes back.
Oh, the
No.
empire came back. Yeah.
But yeah,
Moving on.
that's the.
Moving on.
We got the siege on Toulon in the French Revolutionary War.
Watch your language, sir.
I only know 5 sentences in French, so.
Really, my wife speaks French fluently, so
I just like
I just like it when she talks to me in French. And she's probably telling me all kinds of bad things about myself or whatever, but it sounds pretty awesome. I'll just say that.
I just like what is it? Ce ne va pas, which is basically like I don't
Oh, is
sound
je ne
like-
sais pas? Or is I don't know?
right, but ce ne va pas is like I don't want to,
Oh.
or basically like no.
That's how I got through most of my French classes,
Yeah.
because they'd ask me a question, I'd go, je ne sais pas. And they're like, at least you're trying. And I'm like, am I though? Am I?
You're just kind of cashing it in,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. What else do we have over
On this
here?
day in history.
We've got the spacecraft Galileo took pictures of the asteroid Ida, 1993.
Show me pouty. That's what it told the asteroid.
Spacecraft.
This is actually a sad one.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, 1955. While visiting relatives in Mississippi, Emmett Till, an African-American teenager from Chicago, was brutally murdered after allegedly flirting with a white woman. His death catalyzed the civil rights movement.
Wow.
That's a big deal. And yeah,
And that's crazy that happened. Well, I guess that's probably why part of the march happened on
On
this
the same
date
day?
in 63. So, yeah.
yeah.
It's like we were talking about the women's rights stuff the other day, how other
Other
things have happened
Right.
on that day, and I guess
It's-
it's because
it's
people
a
pay
big-
attention, so.
Yeah, it's a catalyzing event.
Mm-hmm.
In 1850, Richard Wagner's opera Lohengrin was performed for the first time at Weimar, Germany.
Not my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Not
so you
no
know.
relation.
Okay.
I mean, as far as I
Well,
know. I don't know.
that was going to be my next question.
I was hopeful at one point, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I could use some kickback from some ASCAP BMI fees. So
There you go.
I think it
Play
might
it
be part of
again,
the public
people.
domain by now. Just
maybe I'll have to check that out and see if
You should.
if
Maybe
he
you can
is-
make a claim.
He is one of my relatives. Who knows?
if there's any money left in the estate.
Is he wearing a bow tie in that picture?
I don't know if they called it a bow tie at that time.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know how popular neckties were in 1850. So maybe bow tie was the real kind of only thing.
Maybe.
They had the only game in town.
Did you know that originally bow ties were worn by scientists because, like, with the chemicals and the beakers and the Bunsen
You wanna
burners, they didn't
light
want to
yourself
get.
on fire.
They
Yeah,
want
didn't want to
the,
light yourself on fire.
That's
the
funny.
tie to fall down in the
That makes sense.
mix of all their
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've torched your
Just
tie.
keeps going back into the National Bow Tie Day.
We
doesn't
we
it?
can
Yeah.
keep going into it.
It's probably gonna keep doing that.
Jay is just all about the bow ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky I didn't wear suspenders with my bow tie today.
Hey, but that's a good look.
Uh,
Suspenders and the bow ties.
it just reminds me of Doctor Who.
That is, I want to
Matt
be the
Smith's
doctor.
Doctor
I
Who.
know.
Okay.
Matt Smith's Doctor.
I don't have a sonic screwdriver yet, though.
Bow
I'm
ties are
working on
cool. But he also thought fezzes were cool. I mean,
Yeah, I'm a little iffy on that one, but you know, there's still time.
Don't make
There's
the
still time.
Shriners mad.
I said iffy. I didn't
Oh,
say
okay.
anything else
All right,
about it.
I'm
I'm
just
just
checking.
iffy.
You
For
know.
me personally, other people can pull
we
it
are
off.
not here to make people mad. We are just here to go off topic.
I just need to stop and call my brother out. Hey, watch your language in our comments.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
Juan Carlos.
We
This is
are a
kid
family.
family show.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you're gonna have to call your mom out, right?
right. But Savannah says, when it's your birthday, Jay, I will get you a pocket protector.
Oh, look at that.
Sweet.
That is
Look
so
at
sweet. I
that.
do actually need one of those sometimes. It's kind of. I do have pocket squares too. I haven't busted those out yet.
You
Why
do?
not?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't want to like break everything out in my
Oh,
first
you didn't
week.
want to reveal everything right
Yeah.
up front? Okay.
Like
Just like-
slowly, just
I have
Try
Try
invested.
to-
to acclimate us to...
yeah.
Well, it's always good to see somebody who's invested in their personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I like the bow ties. I have no problems with them.
They're all right. I'm just poking
So.
fun.
Hey, it's okay.
I don't have any, and I don't know how to tie one.
I don't know either. Maybe we should do that. Maybe you should teach us how to tie one today.
Yeah. Right.
That could
like,
be fun.
like
It is
right-
National Bow Tie Day. Why not?
That's right.
like right now,
How do you tie a bow tie?
We're gonna have to get a close up.
and I'd have to move the mic.
You can move it a little bit. Just, we're going to make
Hey.
him untie it.
See,
So-
yeah,
we're
I
gonna,
know,
we're gonna get a
right?
close up. You might have to move the mic a little
Look,
bit.
watch.
Or-
Watch
or-
this. It's
or-
magic. I have a camera operator all of a sudden.
I know.
All right. So
Our show just got a whole lot of. It's right behind the lens,
Yeah.
right on the
The lock.
Oh, here.
She does.
I'll be right back.
Oh wait.
we'll be right here.
See it?
Shelby's figuring it out.
That's
Got it.
All right. There we go.
Get my good side, right?
Do you have a good side?
No, I don't. That's the sad
All
part.
right.
Okay.
So here's
Just
the
gonna-
bow
just gonna
tie.
zoom right
Here's
in on
the
that.
bow. Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
So I
So
gotta
undo.
undo.
All right.
All right.
I can't do it with the collar down.
Hey,
Okay.
you should put the collar up to tie
I'm
on
just
your chest.
impressed it wasn't a clip.
Yeah.
Because I thought
right?
it was.
All
I
right.
thought he was lying to us the entire time.
All right. Now I'm like got the pressure of a camera.
I
on
know,
me,
yeah.
right?
So
You've
show
got
us
it. So
how
you
to
need a
tie
mirror?
a bow
All
tie.
right. So you gotta have like the one longer than the other, right?
Yeah.
Which side?
Well, it's
The
your
right
own
or the
pref-
left?
I do right.
Okay.
It's a personal preference.
All right.
So then you cross it over and tuck it through, right? And then you tighten it so that way it's like
So it's okay.
Okay.
Cinch it up.
yeah. So this one on the right,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like fold and place this over the top of it,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you pull. So it'll look like
I see.
that.
Okay. I'm
so
with
there,
you.
There should be a little hole.
Right? For that one to go through.
Yeah. You just I can not look and do it at the same time. You just tuck it through.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a lot simpler than.
Yeah.
Then what I thought.
And then you just kind of tighten and pull and
Tighten and pull.
that's the deal.
tighten,
Tighten and
pull,
pull
and
and-
adjust till it looks how you want. I can. So I'm not looking in a mirror, and that's the tough part.
I
Yeah.
actually have a really cool bow tie that my son bought
Wow.
that he wanted to wear when he, obviously he was a football player at Central, and so he always wanted to stand out. So he
Yeah.
he bought this blue and orange bow tie that he wanted to wear,
Mm-hmm.
but he never could. He even watched a million YouTube tutorials and couldn't figure it out. So
I gotta see this.
I may have to bring it.
Pretty well done.
And we'll have
without a mirror or anything.
Yeah,
I know that is impressive.
Nice.
So
Ladies and gentlemen,
how
Thank
to
you.
tie a bow tie
Jay Martin, bow tie expert.
Oh yeah.
on National Bow Tie Day.
That's right.
There we go.
Is it time for top 10 already?
It is pretty much time for top
Golly.
10. It is 11:29.
30 minutes flies when you're having a good time.
It's really easy. All right. Top 10
I'm excited.
animated shows pre-millennium.
Top 10 animated shows pre-millennium.
Yeah. Any
So-
animated show that
So
happened
good
before,
animated shows.
before
What?
the year 2000.
What are you
So
talking about?
we were
There's some
talking
good
about-
ones that have come out.
Oh, I don't know.
I agree. There have
Because
been,
some of
there
the
have been a lot
animated
of
stuff
really good
that has
animated
come
things.
out, I just go, seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you look at some of the things that we watched as kids and go, seriously.
Some of it
That's
was pretty
true.
bad. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I believe we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
I am not as on board with the Hanna-Barbera stuff as
I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-Man and all that stuff.
Okay, so He-Man was okay because that was like the after-school show that happened when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. All right.
But when you start getting into Rocky and Bullwinkle, and
Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hair.
I know, yeah, but
Yeah,
it's just that I would watch it and it would be the repeated backgrounds.
oh,
And, like
yeah.
even as a child, I was like, guys, that's just cheap.
So I'll just throw out because one of my favorite all-time Hanna-Barbera animated series,
Yeah.
The Wacky Races.
All right.
I love the Wacky
Yeah, I
Races from
remember.
back in the day with Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Maybe I should just play the intro.
Second friend.
Yeah. Wow, it looks like this
So-
show started in 1968.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was born in
back this
'70, so the Wacky Races had been around, but I loved it. It was always so funny to me to watch the wacky races and Dick Dastardly, Muttley, Penelope Pit Stop.
Look at that intro. That's cool. I mean, I have a lot more appreciation for the art styles and stuff that they used in Hanna-Barbera cartoons
Than what they do today.
Yeah, as an adult,
So.
who like tried illustration and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff is, I mean, it's simple and quick,
Buzzsaw.
but it's more difficult than they make it look.
Right.
You can do lots of simple drawings, but lots of simple drawings that actually look good is
And there's Jay. No, the scientist.
Yeah, I know, right?
I remember this would come on USA when I was in daycare. They played a
you were
lot of
in
Hanna-Barbera
I
stuff.
watched this straight off the network when I was little.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like at our daycare, they had it was probably USA, I think, that would show lots of like
There's-
Saturday morning cartoons through the morning
Oh.
during the week.
I was about to say,
Dick
do you really
Dastardly
want
and
to add to like this whole like depth of how each one of us have watched this?
Sure.
You know that TV program called Boomerang?
Oh, yeah, because they show it on Boomerang.
Yeah, that's how I watched it.
Wow.
Well, it's funny because my oldest son, who's 19, he'll be turning 20 in October, when he was little, because I did not care for most of the cartoons that were around. So I went out and bought the DVD copy of the Wacky Races, like
Wow.
all of one season.
I
And-
enjoyed
And
Wacky
he
Races.
watched it on a lot of the trips that we took, whatnot. So put it on the old mobile DVD player, and
Yeah?
yeah. So at least raised him on something right, I felt like.
Well, we've got a whole lot of suggestions
Of,
of cartoons.
yeah,
Animated stuff.
pre-2000.
Why don't you give one of yours, Jay, and then I'll start going
What?
into suggestions. From
One of
people.
mine?
Yeah.
I'm like looking in some of them. I'm like, oh yeah, but it's
That's
not.
after 2000.
Yeah, I definitely did like the Looney Tunes, like Bugs Bunny and all of that, and Tom and Jerry.
Absolutely.
Those two.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, I think, is kind of, it almost transcends any
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny,
Yeah,
Yosemite
it's-
Sam,
it's,
Daffy
Yeah.
Duck, all those guys. They were, and they've come along. I mean, because they kind of remade them. But
Right.
the original, what was his name that did the Mel?
I can't believe I can't remember his name.
I know, but he did most
Mel
of the
Blanc.
voices. Mel Blanc, yeah. He did most of the voices for all of the Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. Bugs, Yosemite Sam, Daffy, all
There were
those.
so many really great ones, but I think out of Looney Tunes, what I loved the most was the Roadrunner. Roadrunner and Wile E.
Coyote.
Coyote.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my
Really-
youngest son, my 14-month-old.
Yeah.
We named him after Wile E. Coyote.
Oh,
So,
hey.
yeah.
It's
Wile
just
E.
that there's just such a
I just hope he's-
classic visual humor that's happening with Wile E. Coyote.
I
And,
just hope he's not as dumb as Wile E. Coyote eventually someday.
and
we
then,
joke about
you know,
that.
later when they had Wile E. Coyote teamed up with the sheepdog.
Oh,
They-
right,
How
yeah.
they both went to work.
They'd clock in and clock out.
That's great stuff.
So funny.
Good cartoons. Chuck Jones.
I think yeah, Chuck Jones
He's one of
is
the awesome animators
Absolutely.
of that time period.
I randomly stumbled across a museum about him in Key West.
Oh, that's
Key
cool.
West, Florida?
Yeah,
was
we
it
were
the
like,
Museum of the Motion Picture?
no, it was
Was it-
just
it was something
all
similar?
his stuff.
Because they had
It was really
Huh.
a
weird.
few years ago they had an exhibit on Chuck Jones at the
I've been
Museum
to
of
Key
the
West. Where
Moving
was
Image
it
in
there? Because Key
Queens.
West isn't that. I mean, it's not like it's a huge. I mean, it's a good-sized city, but
Yeah, I don't.
maybe it's because
remember.
I was in all the bars and not the museum looking for Chuck Jones
Yeah.
stuff.
culture.
I was about to say that's where most of my family vacations were. Fun historical education
cool.
things.
Southernmost Point.
I drove by it.
Yeah.
I did
I
not
took a
stand
picture
in
in
line
front
to
of it.
take a
I
picture.
did.
I did not want
I did do that. So
So the other really incredible, not necessarily a series of cartoons that they did,
Hanna-Barbera.
was that Warner Brothers did.
oh, sorry.
Was
Thought you were talking about.
I don't remember exactly the name of it, but the one with the frog in the time capsule, the singing frog.
The singing frog.
Oh
it's-
yeah.
The hello, my
it's-
baby. Hello,
It's
my
just such an incredible.
Oh man, what about Pinky and the Brain?
That's
That's these are some of the-
Animaniacs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were some
So let me
weird shows.
go into one or two of these suggestions. Savannah says Captain Planet.
He's our hero. He's gonna bring pollution down to zero.
Captain.
Yeah, he's
Our
been around
powers
since before.
combined.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Been around
Yeah,
since
it was
before
the early
2000. Still
1990s.
hasn't saved the planet. So
Wow, he's got a lot to work against.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pull up the intro for this one because it's got such a cool intro. And I didn't
is this
actually think that it was.
another suggestion?
It is
Okay.
by Robbie, and I really do love this.
Which is this?
Let me pull up the intro.
I'm waiting for this.
I know,
one, 'cause-
anticipation.
Yeah.
That's what Jeff likes to do. That
I like to do it because I have to search for the thing, and I want it to
Oh
actually
yeah.
play when I'm announcing
when
it.
you're talking
Yeah.
about it.
But what it is it's Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Wait, when did that come out?
It looks like it came out in 1998.
Oh, so it's on that
that's
cusp.
that's anime stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although this thing is just sort of showing a nice. There we go. It had a lot of style. Really, really cool music. The musician on this was actually somebody named Yoko Kanno, and her band was called the Seatbelts. And they did like classic bebop music
Okay.
throughout the entire show. So it was really, really different from a lot of anime that you would see. They actually showed this on Cartoon Network before Adult Swim was its own.
Its
Being.
own entity
Yeah.
and being. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
wish I
was-
could just pull off that like casual suit with a loose tie, and
Yeah.
I don't think I can pull that off.
Yeah. Generally, real humans end up just looking
Because
dirty
You
when
don't.
they do that.
You can't do a loose tie with a bow tie, really.
You can. I've
Really?
done it. Yeah. Like
Just where it's draped down.
Yeah, I drape it down. Like I said, when I worked in the restaurant, after working all day with a bow tie
You would
on,
untie. And
I would untie it and just sit at the bar, and we got shift beers.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So they gave us, and so I'd sit there and they're like, "You look like you just got out of a wedding, like you just got off the
Untie that
dance
tie."
floor and you're like exhausted." And I was like, I am exhausted."
Because you worked all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So doing top
So-
10 animated films prior
Animated
to
shows
2000.
before 2000. And Robbie actually also commented that I used to, before I moved away from San Angelo, I would go over to Robbie's house once a week and we'd watch this.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 1998. Now that's anime, and so I'm gonna go back to my childhood. We were talking about this earlier, Jeff and I, when we were talking about the top 10. There's a show called Star Blazers that was. I mean, there were several shows. Yeah. So if you think about Speed Racer, which is another one of my favorite growing up cartoons, watch Speed Racer, and that was that whole anime where it really kind of started, I think.
Right.
That drawing, that style. But Star Blazers was another show that was done in that same kind of anime, and so there it is.
Yeah.
And so it was this space cartoon about these people that were in that ship that had
And that is
It was really cool for me.
It's
I
really cool how
enjoyed
you
it as a
can-
little kid.
how you
so
can see the styles of anime and how
Yeah.
it's changed.
It
'Cause
takes
that's
me
definitely-
back to see that trailer. I mean, I was telling Jeff, I was like, I'm like 7 or 8 again. So
Yeah, he
watching
watched
this.
it. We were in the newsroom, and he pulled it up on his phone, and he actually started laughing. He was really like,
Wow.
Yeah, it took me back. So, because it had been a long time since I'd really even thought about Star Blazers. But as I told Jeff earlier, too, I grew up, I was kind of a nerd for space stuff. I liked constellations and going to the planetarium in Fort Worth. We have the great planetarium here, if you didn't know, at ASU on campus.
have to check
Go
that
check out
out.
their planetarium. They always have great shows that they do there. But I loved constellations and stars and stargazing. And so I think a lot of the shows that I enjoyed, cartoon-wise, dealt with space exploration or whatever. And so Star Blazers was one that I enjoyed, as well as the other one was what we found.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
G-Force is the name of the group
yeah,
of
we could do that.
superhero kind of guys in there. But
It was G-Force.
You sure you're not referring to the hamster movie?
no, not referring to that
You sure?
at all. So
Yeah, they had a different name for it.
yeah. Well, because the G-Force was originally part of a different show,
Oh,
Battle
okay.
of the Planets. That's
right,
the name
Battle
of
of
it.
the Planets.
And G-Force was part of that, and then it had its own spinoff that kids started watching. The G-Force group, which was you'll see them here in a second. The 5 characters.
Yeah.
They all have like different eagle. That's their ship. but different bird type costumes or whatever. So yeah,
I never actually got to catch anime when I was a kid. I feel like there was a
so there they are.
Yeah,
and their little bird
I feel
costumes or whatever.
It was a big trend in like the early '80s or late '70s.
And there's
Wait,
R2D2.
bird costumes?
No, just anime cartoons playing on American
No, that's
television.
not R2D2. That was something
Probably
else.
through the 70s because of the popularity and success of Speed Racer. But by the time like I was watching cartoons, probably 1983 and later, most of this stuff was off television.
Yeah.
And I missed anime, and I had to watch things like He-Man and G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
And Transformers was okay, but I also watched GoBots, which was like the off-brand Transformers. But I thought GoBots were better because their toys were actually made of metal.
I thought of one, and now I can't remember which one it was. Oh, the Batman animated series.
Oh man, that was going to be one of mine.
Sure.
That one's a good one.
I love that. Batman the Animated Series. That was also a suggestion by, I think probably my brother or somebody.
Well, unfortunately,
Yep.
guys, I
You
have
gotta
to go because I know, yeah. So
What?
I'm not going to get all of your anime top 10 because I have an appointment at noon. I have to go.
Oh, someone
David's
has
gotta
to
get outta
be
here.
cool and important. And
That's what happens when you're the boss occasionally. So
So
Occasionally.
I'm gonna put up this intro for Batman the Animated Series, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
do
talk
that.
about
Oh, it's so
I'm gonna talk
good.
about how
So
the
I can
animation
exit.
was.
exit
what
stage
the-
right even.
What was
Wait,
the
was that, who was
the
that?
guy
I
who
remember
designed-
watching that.
Yeah, that's a Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, that was.
I can't think of his name. It's something.
was a
Exit
cat.
stage left.
Yeah, even.
Yeah,
It was something. I can't think of his name right now.
yeah. I'm playing this whole intro for this YouTube channel. Anyway,
Okay.
so the animation for Batman the Animated Series was heavily influenced by Jerry Fleischer.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen any of the Superman serial animation from the 1930s?
No.
Okay, so if you
Is
look at the
that
style
next?
of this, I'll just play it as a comparison.
I've actually been trying to find ways to watch this animated show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Did I accidentally pause this?
I think.
I did.
It's okay.
Lordy.
I think I had that Batman car as like an RC car.
I mean, it was so long.
Yeah, but it was cool.
It was cool. It was definitely based off of the Tim Burton Batman. They used that music.
Yeah.
But all of this has a distinct like Art Deco kind of 1930s feel. I know the first name of the artist is Tim. I can't remember his last name right now. But yeah, that was a pretty defining cartoon from when I was in middle school. Maybe a little bit later.
I thought of one. I just had to
Yeah.
I had to check the date.
Well, I'm gonna do this real fast and pull up some.
I don't know what he's pulling up. More
Jerry
suspense. guys.
Fleischer Superman.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting here in suspense.
So you can look at the some of the okay, this is actually 1941, but that's okay.
telling false information on this show.
You can look at some of the similarities between the style. They did it on purpose. It's gonna take its time, I guess.
Yeah. I feel
here.
like that intro is kind of one of the ones where they had like the guy voicing over going deep in space.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You
like
come to a planet.
when his planet Krypton was.
Yeah.
He ended up here. You're actually getting into some of the animation here.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leaping tall buildings in a single bound, all that stuff.
Superman.
Yeah,
And then
1941.
the cut of the is it a bird? Is it a plane?
Yeah.
No, it's Superman.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. All right. So you had one more.
You got.
But
I have like a lot that I still like. It's just ones that like I like can't believe they were like pre-millennium.
oh, okay.
That's why I'm like kind of
I
like
mean, that Superman cartoon counts.
yeah, I know it does, but Pokemon.
Pokemon. Okay. You're gonna have to talk about this because I never watched it.
What? Oh,
It was. Let me do Pokemon intro.
you don't know the song either?
No.
To train them is my quest.
I really have no idea, man.
Pokemon.
Nope.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I've heard that part, but I've never watched Pokemon.
The destiny.
Too old. Sorry.
That's for the. Oh yeah, and then they have the Pokemon rap where they went through all of them. Oh, it was so intense.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
look how cool this was.
This is all based off of a card game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Which I didn't know how to play,
right,
but had them.
Well, I know we have Orlando, who works in production. I believe has a collection of cards.
Oh, I'm pretty sure mine's hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing that people collect whose parents were like, ugh, I just got rid of that crap. You know what I mean? And then it's like years later and you're like, but it's worth money now.
No, I'm pretty sure if they found it now, I'd be like, nah, you can get rid of it.
That was always the hope of...
during this movie, they did a movie, the first movie.
Yeah.
At the very, end, once again, spoilers. Because you're not going to watch it, are you?
No.
Okay, so the main character, Ash, there's two really powerful Pokemon. They're battling each other, but he gets in the middle because he's like, you guys shouldn't be battling. He turns to stone, right?
Okay.
So it's this really heartfelt moment because this is after a couple episodes, they finally came out with the movie, and the tears of all of the Pokemon bring him back to life. And as a small child, that was a lot.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure that's a little bit like, is your meeting canceled?
Yeah, I love when I get texts. Hey, can we move the meeting 30 minutes?
Oh, so you've got time.
So I have time. I can hang out.
Well,
You can chime in about the Pokemon.
You got to miss Pokemon.
No, we're still talking about it.
I'm fine with missing Pokemon, to be honest. So,
Okay.
That battle was new and
so yeah,
No,
I'm not.
I remember.
I've never been a Pokemon fan.
And
so.
the first episode when Ash gets Pikachu was the meanest thing to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't this fun, lovable character. He was didn't want to be his partner in crime, and now they go through everything together.
Oh. So that's, there's actually an evolution there.
Yeah.
Between, this is a...
And yes, I know I'm a nerd. I
It's
realize
all right.
that.
I
I'm
just-
okay with it.
I just never really,
So do you not do Pokemon Go either?
No.
No, but if you want to, our friend Savannah does. So.
what?
Pokemon Go?
Heck yeah.
I still do mine.
Level 40.
I'm not that high.
Not that advanced?
No, because I did get rid of it, and then they introduced that you could battle other people,
Oh.
and my sister still had it, so she battled me, and I lost, and I said that was unacceptable, so I got back into
Because
it.
you lost to your sister.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
So I'm going to talk about one of my very favorite cartoons ever.
Okay.
Oh, man. Really?
Ren and Stimpy.
That says a lot about you, Jeff.
It is one of the most incredibly
Disgusting.
strange... Yeah, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely
This is
disgusting.
where I lost all faith in animated stuff.
So what's
when
really
they started
funny
coming
is...
out with The Simpsons and then Ren and Stimpy for me were the
Ren and
ones
Stimpy
that-
was just amazing. Just incredible. So what's funny is I'm online, the animator of this, the director, John Crickfalusa, railed against cartoons that came after that had a really flat style, a lot more similar to Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Ooh.
Yeah, because he's you can tell by all of the shapes and all the squash and stretch that he uses in his animation that he was a little more of an old school style animator. If
Well,
not in subject matter,
Well, then speaking of flat styles, what about South Park? They were pretty flat to start with,
they were absolutely flat. It was cut paper.
Yeah.
which is impressive as to what they are now.
Yeah, is that one of the ones that you're
Oh,
gonna-
I was just looking because it was 97, and that thing's been on
It
for
was. I mean, the initial
eons.
thing that they put out that became a hit on the internet. That's still probably really offensive to a lot of people in San Angelo.
You think?
Uh,
But yeah, I remember I
about
couldn't
this-
watch that when it was on.
What was crazy to me about South Park, though, was that it always dealt with something, almost a political underlying tone to
Yeah,
everything. Their writers were, while they were very offensive in what they did, all of their topics were very timely.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was always based on current events. And sometimes they would tackle current events before it became something that was really, really in the national spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't really watch when it was on airing the seasons until Netflix and Hulu became a thing, and I was
Yeah.
able to consistently watch, and then working in the news industry and hearing about the news and then watching the South Park, and I was like, wow, they're actually really talking about current events and not just ridiculous things.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
they're really. That was a really interesting cartoon.
So I'll come back and try to bring us back to decent animated films. So
So we're talking about SpongeBob SquarePants?
no,
Oh.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Ooh, yes.
I would have gotten away with it if it wouldn't been for the dog and the meddling kids.
Any of you guys
Scooby-Doo was
watch
the best.
Supernatural?
Yes, I saw that episode where they go into
So,
oh, that was
That
good
was one of the funniest things about Supernatural is they do this thing where it's like, wait a minute, all the villains in Scooby Doo are like land developers.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's always an old man who's just greedy. I don't even know if this is the
values would've
original
gone up.
Scooby Doo intro because it looks a little clean in the back, but maybe it is.
no that is. I remember watching
Yeah,
this.
that looks right.
Row, Raggy.
I really enjoyed Scooby Doo too when I was a kid.
And of course, if you didn't
lot of
know, Casey Kasem
With Shaggy,
obviously did
right?
Shaggy's voice.
Yeah.
So, which so many people know him from radio, and
I bet he also did like the.
Oh, he probably did other voices in it too.
That was always the noise that the bad guy made too.
I mean, that's what old people just sound like, right?
Yeah. So it's basically an old man in a costume every time.
Why'd
I
you look
didn't.
at
I
me,
didn't
Jay?
mean it like that.
Yeah, you did. You totally did.
I was just waiting for him to make that noise.
Nah.
That see,
Yeah,
see, it
perfect.
is-
See,
But yeah,
um,
Scooby-Doo. Of course, it was Hannah.
I never understood this part. Is that ice cream?
No,
What was
he,
that?
he had gotten into a cotton candy
candy.
machine.
Oh,
So,
I do make sandwiches like them though, like stacks. It's like that
Oh, like a s-
dogwood.
like a Scooby snack.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
that's funny.
Pile it up.
But I was about to say, I'm gonna have to cause a mystery.
Yeah, you guys are gonna
Disappear.
have to get out of here.
So you have to figure out where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
He might be going to do the weather.
Spoiler alert.
All right. I mean, this is not one of the greatest.
Animated things ever?
Yeah, but it was a
Before
formative
2000?
part of my childhood. So I'm gonna play it. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Skeletor.
Wow.
Filmation presents.
Yeah, it just
That's
makes me
old
think
school
of,
enough
of
for
being
you
a
if
little
it's
kid.
not. I mean,
It's
come on.
absolutely. And then She-Ra came out after that.
Right?
They actually have been making a remake of She-Ra.
Really?
Yeah.
So I want to know. I never, I guess, figured out who the film actor was or the voice actor for He-Man.
You know what? I was too young to care.
Mm-hmm.
I just sort of assumed I had no idea about any of the process of animation, so I guess we could look that up.
But that might be fun.
Yeah.
The top 10 voice actors of all time.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See?
You know, as a matter of fact, my brother was just commenting the one and only true Batman, Kevin Conroy.
Oh, did he voice the animated Batman?
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
I think my brother still watches DC animated stuff.
Right. On YouTube.
On on wherever it's streaming
Yeah.
or available.
Wherever it's
He-Man.
Skeletor.
He-Man. That actually reminds me. Did you ever watch Sheriff Bravestar?
No, Sheriff Bravestar.
So it was I've got to pull this up because it's also not one of the best, but
We're not doing the worst
I know it's absolutely
animated
not.
things before 2000.
Sheriff,
You're probably gonna pull
Sheriff
this up, and I'm
Bravestar
probably gonna
intro.
go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Yeah, but it's
Another
also it's
Filmation one,
also
huh?
Filmation. Yeah, but this one is a different kind of sci-fi, produced by the same person. But it's got a pretty similar theme. Sheriff Bravestar though is Native American sheriff in space, and his horse.
Why does he have to be a Native American in space?
Because that's what he is. It's like a Cowboys and
Cowboys and
Western.
Indians?
It's like a Western sci-fi thing. The bad guy is pretty similar to Skeletor,
ah.
and
So it was a knockoff.
it was a little bit of a knockoff. Yeah, But his horse could actually. So the thing that Brave Star did was he called on four separate superpowers: speed of a puma, eyes of a hawk, strength of a bear.
Okay.
There was one other that I can't remember. Something of a wolf.
Okay.
And his horse friend could actually transform and stand up and use a rifle.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of knockoffs,
Yeah.
I'll go with another animated fun one of mine. Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy.
Did you ever see Speed Buggy?
I
So,
might have.
Speed Buggy, I mean, obviously the buggy spoke. I mean, he talked.
I think I remember watching
but
this in daycare.
Speed Buggy's, I guess, driver or whatever, he reminded me a lot of Shaggy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
I did watch this
You
when I
know,
was a kid.
Speed Buggy. He had that speech
How funny,
impediment.
man. He does look like a Shaggy knockoff. That's great.
And I mean, you kind of have the other knockoffs from Scooby-Doo as the other characters, the girl and, you know,
Right.
so it's like almost like Daphne and Fred.
Right.
And
Just
then
with black
Shaggy.
hair,
It's
right?
just the four of them, but Speed Buggy there.
Yeah, I totally loved this when I was a kid, too.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was just like, man, this is amazing. It's a dune buggy that talks.
And it's not
And I
amazing at
remember
all.
seeing, no, it's not. But I also remember seeing Herbie the Love Bug
Oh,
at some point.
Yeah.
And being super disappointed that it didn't talk. Probably because of this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Speed Buggy. That was another one of my, and I'm pretty sure that was Hanna-Barbera too.
Yeah, this
So,
is totally Hanna-Barbera. What a funny show.
But yeah.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera did some fun stuff in the 1970s.
There
But
were
there was
some-
definitely some stuff that I didn't like.
Yeah, but there were, I mean, I guess stolen looks, ideas, and
Yeah.
knockoffs from other cartoons.
Hey, it's
whatnot,
competition,
so.
though, right? I guess I should do a little bit of a G.I. Joe thing.
Well, you can. Or if you want to pull up my all-time favorite cartoon.
Let's
when
do
I was
that.
little, Speed Racer.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
'cause if you never watched Speed Racer and the whole Mach 5
Yeah, that was super.
and how it jumped and the whole...
The noise, the sound effect.
No.
I think they stole that for the $6 Million Man.
I think they did too.
Yeah, it was pretty.
So-
It's pretty clear that that's where they got that.
Yeah, old Speed Racer. I had the Mach 5 car and...
I might actually be one of the only people that enjoyed the Wachowskis remake of this. They made the
Oh,
movie.
yeah, the movie.
If you have,
And I don't think I've watched it, to
if
be
you have
honest, so.
epilepsy, do not watch that movie. Yeah, well,
And the little chimpanzee that rode with him or
Oh,
whatever. What I always
Jim.
what I always thought was hilarious about this was when they were shocked.
they
The
were.
cartoon
It was,
there, oh!
yeah,
Oh!
it became such a trope. That it's
Uh-huh.
probably the main reason why I never watched any Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would, each episode was like 15 minutes, and they never got to the fight, and it would be like, oh,
Yeah.
the whole time. Yeah. So
And
the fun thing about the movie is that it's just as what's the word I'm looking for? Innocent in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people really didn't like it though.
Well, it was my favorite cartoon growing up, Speed Racer.
Yeah. If I ever got the chance to see it on TV, I tried my hardest to stop and watch it.
I watched it on TV quite a bit. Saturday morning cartoons were my fave.
Yeah, man.
I mean, my mom slept in. There was always something I got up and did. Saturday morning cartoons. I'd turn on the TV. I had to keep it down low so I didn't wake mom up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We had some more suggestions. I'm not going to be able to show anything because we're pretty much done. But my brother also suggested a movie that was animated from before that time. And if we ever get the chance to go into animated movies, this will be on the top of my list. But Akira,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
that's a pretty hardcore movie still. Savannah had Tom and Jerry, of course, a classic. And I think that's all we've got.
Yeah. Well, it's time for us to go.
Yeah.
It is noon.
We're all finished. So, guys, thanks for joining us.
We'll get derailed tomorrow.
Yeah,
Same bat time, same bat channel.
that's right. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.